Welcome, thank you. We've got a sort of condensed period of time. So my name's Tad Hargrave. I run a business called marketingforhippies.com. And I got asked by a friend of mine, Kate Stenson in Calgary, to do a presentation to some of the farmers market folks, and I got asked to do another one. So here I am again. And so we'll keep it focused because we don't have a lot of time, and I know you've had a long day. My interest in this presentation is to focus on one idea that I think can put the most money in the bank for you as vendors, and things that if you run, raise your hand if you run a farmer's market. Okay, okay. Raise your hand if you're a vendor at a farmer's market as well. So just a few vendors. Okay, most of you run farmer's markets. Okay, so here's the idea that I want to put out. And I think this is something, if you run a farmer's market, this is the kind of thing to be talking to your vendors about and to be looking for. And I also specifically have, and I'll see if I can get it emailed to you, a series of blog posts specifically for people who run farmers markets. So let's start with this. So marketing is fundamentally about word of mouth, yeah? People talking to people about what they've heard. If you look at all the stats, how people actually hear about products or services, or even farmers markets, it's going to be that. Most of what we do sort of facilitates and supports the word of mouth, but it's not, but the word of mouth is the thing. So there are a lot of things that you can do to support word of mouth. And I want to give you sort of three, and then I want to hone in on one idea. I'll do it in reverse order. The third most important thing that you can do to get word of mouth going is just making it worthwhile for people to spread the word, just saying thank you. So if somebody came to your booth and said, oh, hey, John sent me to your booth, he told me about your product. Next time you see John, just being like, hey, thank you so much. That actually goes a long way. So just making it worthwhile, thanking people for that. If you have another vendor who's been sending you a lot of business, of course, just gratitude. The second most important thing is making it easy for people to spread the word. I can't tell you how many businesses have websites that are impossible to remember. So you love them and you want to spread the word, and then you misspell their website and nobody can find them. So anything we can do to make it easy for people to spread the word is the thing. The most important thing, though, is having something that's really remarkable that people actually want to spread the word on, giving people such a remarkable experience that they want to talk about it. So that's kind of my big sense of word of mouth. But when we talk about making it easy for people to spread the word, it's good to know that not everybody is equal in terms of spreading the word. There are some people who have a bigger audience. They're more well-connected and they're more respected. And this is this idea of hubs that I want to focus on. There are certain people who, if they say something's good, everyone, you all have a friend, if they recommend a book or a movie to you, you're just like, I'll see it. You don't even have to ask any questions. You just know it's going to be good. And then you have people that want like, oh my God, I saw this movie, it was so good. You're like, let me write the name of that movie down so I can make sure that I never see it. Thank you for your consistent, terrible taste. So both sides. And there are people who are already connected to the people you want to reach. So the way that most people, I think of marketing is this idea of you've got somebody here, and they've got money, and here you are with your product or service, or your business or your farmer's market, and they come, and we're trying to reach them directly so they give their money to us. It's just this kind of, that's the idea. So this is a cold approach to marketing, and in my experience it doesn't work that well. Another idea is that in between both of you there is, it's a person or organization, there's this idea of a hub. Yeah? And this hub is already connected to those people. So instead of going to these people who maybe don't know you, have no reason to trust you that your product or service is any good, you go to this person. So you say, hey, you know this person, would you be willing to connect me? Works a lot better, much more effective. So this is the idea I want to zero in on. And the question then becomes this. This is one of, to me, the most important questions in marketing. So the people you're trying to reach, who are they already connected to? Where are they already spending their time, their money, or their attention? Yeah, the people that you're trying to reach. So if you go to marketingforhippies.com, one of the most recent blog posts on it are the results from this. We had a little bit more time, we had, I think 2 hours for it. But we dug into some examples from different vendors and the products and services they had and who the hubs might be for them. So the idea is who are where are the places they could go to find their clients that they're not already going? Because it's easy, oh, well, we've got a booth and we've got the usual places we go, but it's good to think laterally about who else is connected. So there's this question of, let's put that in the mouth. So spirulina, it's kind of algae, it's a health food. So the question becomes, who else, what types of people would be into this? And where would you find them? And to give maybe a more concrete example of hubs, there's a realtor in Seattle named Phoenix Rudner, and he decided he wanted to focus because there's so many realtors in Seattle, that he wanted to focus on pet owners, specifically dog owners. And so what are the hubs for dog owners? Where is this realtor going to find other dog owners? Dog parks, vets, pet stores, grooming places, daycares, dog walkers, bloggers, local media that focuses on that. Those are all the places that you could find them. So there's this question, so people who are into this, where would you find them? Who would they already be? Where would they already be spending their time, their money, their attention? Yeah. So, yeah, so okay, so in terms of health food, so there could be, so I mean there's health food stores.
Yoga studios.
Yeah, it's probably a big one. Yeah. Yeah, yoga. People who are into yoga would probably be into eating algae. What else? Those are two obvious ones. But this is the thing, that a lot of us stop at the most obvious ones. So we go, oh, well, that's it's over. So people who are into this kind of a health supplement, where else might you find them?
Gym. Farmers market.
Gym. Yeah. Yes, definitely could be a farmers market. What else?
Naturopath.
Okay, there you go. So there's naturopath.
You can also find them on social media,
Yeah, sure. And where on social media then?
like Facebook groups,
Yeah, right.
if they're open.
You might just have to educate your customers too and develop a customer base.
You may have to. Sometimes what you're doing is so new that there aren't a lot of places that they hang out. There can be that. But yeah, there's certain Facebook groups on Twitter. For those of you who use Twitter, there are what's called hashtags. Just certain places, like if you clicked on this link on Twitter, it would just show you all the people who are talking about, let's say, healthy vegetarians would probably be very into this. And vegans, for sure. Yeah, because spirulina is a good source of B vitamins, it's a complete protein, et cetera, so vegans would actually probably be. So notice that. That was the last one we came up with, and we started with those two. It's so easy to stop. Can you think of anything else? What would you say also?
Yeah, we're in pretty much all of those locations. Independent distributors like holistic nutritionists, people who are very passionate about health, the fitness world,
Yeah.
the raw food restaurants, the juice bars.
Or like sports stores.
Could be.
It's a survival food, so trying to get into like camping, fishing,
Okay.
and also people are using it for pet food.
Okay. All right. Pet stores. So this is the idea. We start thinking about the thing that we're selling, who else is it connected to? And then we start honing it down. I mean, there's a whole process of this, figuring out what the priorities are. The technical marketing term for identifying the top priority hubs for your products or services is called guessing. And because it's what we're doing in the beginning. We're making an educated guess about where we would find them, and we'll see. But it's so easy for people to be like, well, I sell at the farmer's market, and so that's it. You know, I just sell at my booth, and then there's no thinking outside of that. There's one lady who did soaps at the farmer's market, and she was thinking more in terms of partnership. You know the idea about how corn, beans, and squash grow better together? Yeah, better than they grow separately. The beans give nitrogen to the squash and the corn gives a trellis that the beans can grow on, the squash gives the shade that the other plants need. They all work better together, and so many entrepreneurs are solopreneurs. They do everything on their own. So this lady who made soap, she looked around the farmer's market, she's like, I bet I could make a soap with just about everything that people sell here. So she started partnering with the other vendors. It's like, what could I do to, like, you know, make a soap with your thing? I'll make a bacon soap like that, you know, or I'm not sure what the soaps were. But she was able to find a lot of things. Then, of course, the people at those booths were more likely to be sending her, so, oh, you know, this stuff is actually in her soap. Oh, I should go check that out. So the more connections are like this, the stronger things are going to be. So here's what I'd like to do, is to give you about 2 minutes right now to think about it for your own business. So maybe take a blank piece of paper and just write in the center of it what your business is. And by the way, if it's a farmer's market, it's the same thing. So people go to farmer's markets, where else do they go? Where else do they spend their time, their money, their attention? In your area. Yeah, and so this is where it can start to get very specific. These are pretty generic examples, but so you might be like, wow, instead of just Facebook groups, there might be actually a particular Facebook group. But it's so easy to get locked in. Like in terms of, you've heard about crowdfunding that people do for, you know, if they want to make a movie, they'll get an Indiegogo campaign or a Kickstarter campaign. Well, they'll basically ask everyone, can you give $25, $100 to this movie? And they get a lot of people to give a little bit of money. And so I had some friends who were doing a documentary about fracking. So fracking, there's obviously, you can go to all the groups that are against fracking. Right? First of all, what people do is they go to their friends and their family to raise money. And those people do out of love or obligation. And then most people stop, actually. And this is the same in business. A lot of people go to their friends and family, people they know, and then they, you know, outside of maybe having the booth at the farmer's market, they don't hustle or just. So then the next place you could go for a documentary like that are the anti-fracking groups. But there are so many other places you could think laterally of where to go, of people who already have communities, of people who would be interested in supporting that kind of documentary. So I'm talking water rights groups, indigenous rights groups, environmental groups in general, alternative energy groups. You get the idea. So instead of just going to the anti-fracking groups and who are already giving so much to that, you can be going to these other communities who are kind of one step away, and all of a sudden you can get a lot of interest. So same with farmers markets, same with whatever you're selling. So in the center of the piece of paper, just write whatever it is that you do, and then I'm going to give you 2 minutes to brainstorm, just for yourself, what those hubs are for your business. So you'll do the obvious ones first, but 2 minutes to just think about it. Yeah, just by yourself.